Hi everyone, let's talk makeup. So today I am here with a review of the Lorac Makeup Pro palette, the Makeup Pro 4 palette. So I do have all of the other Makeup Pro palettes. I have 1, 2, and 3. Let me get those. And the reason why I have all of the Makeup Pro palettes is because I like the Lorac formula. It is a very soft, very powdery formula, but it is one that I personally like. And let me show you just really quick, just for reference sake, what the other ones look like. So this was the first one, which was super hard to get when they initially released it. I managed to snag it, and now I think they've released it. They re-released it not that long ago. This was the 2, Makeup Pro 2. Really pretty colors, a little bit more cool tone. I tend to prefer warm tone shadows, but again, because I really like the Makeup Pro, the Lorac formula. I got it anyway. And then this was the Makeup Pro 3. So the thing with these palettes is that they tend to be really neutral palettes, right? You do get, and this is what you get in the 4, is 2 rows of matte and 2 rows of shimmer. The formulas in here are very, very nice. So let me give you, for example, this is cotton and this is foam. So this is the matte and this is the first shimmer over here. And these are just really powdery. You can tell even just in the swatches that it's very powdery formula, but it's really nice, easy to work with. At least that's what I have found. I like it. It does tend to leave palettes a little bit messy, but I find that it is easy to work with, and so for me it's a good thing. If you don't like those kinds of shadows, then these palettes will not be for you. I do think you get a nice amount of shadow for the money, and I forgot how much I paid for this palette, but I'll put it down below. I do like the kind of pink packaging. It matches kind of nicely here with all the other ones on it. I do think these palettes are nice to travel with, and I've traveled with some of the other ones in the past. They're not palettes that I would put like in my check-in luggage or even my carry-on. I usually, when I travel with my makeup, I put it in like my backpack so that it's nice and protected by books and notepads, things like that. And this tends to fit in very nicely with it. Okay, but really what you're probably, if you've clicked on this video, what you're really wondering is this good? Is this a palette that is good? And a few things with it. One, it's going to be good for people who like neutral shades and only need like pops of color, right? A lot of shadows in here are neutral shades, and there are a lot of these like white type of shadows, right? These two up here are clearly white, but I think the shade range and the colors in here are very nice. They are a little bit different to me than any of the other palettes. Let's see, I've seen people compare them to some of these other ones. This one was a very bronzy color, so the 3. So in comparison to the 3 and the 4, this one, the 4, is not as bronzy as the 3. And I like bronzy colors, but not every palette needs to have bronzy colors. This one's probably the most comparable. This was the 2, but the 2 has kind of deeper colors than the 4. Let me show them to you back to back here. So this is the 2 and 4. See, this one's a little bit deeper in shades, but there are some similarities in here. For example, all of these palettes tend to have browns, but they also tend to have purpley shades. So, you know, how many versions of like a light shimmery purple shade can you come up with? You know, there's going to be a little bit of overlap and similarity between these palettes. For me, in terms of the shade range, it's still worth it to get it. I really like these purpley plummy colors at the very bottom. I've been playing with these and have come up with some really nice purple colors. The mattes though, I love the Lorac matte formulas, and so I've been really gravitating towards mahogany and blackberry, mocha, cedar, and butterscotch. Those have been my go-to colors. So I feel like I've been able to come up with some really pretty and work appropriate looks out of this palette, which is how I've been using this palette. I've been using it for every day, and I've bought a few other palettes recently, and I've been tending to use those for the weekend for kind of more bolder, a little bit crazier looks. And this has been reserved as my everyday palette, and for that it has worked really well. It does have some bold colors in here. It has this green, moss, then peacock, and even lagoon here are really pretty shimmer shades. Well, not shimmer, metallic shades. And these are nice bolder colors if you're interested in those. I haven't been as interested in those colors just because it's an everyday palette for me, and I'm less comfortable using these colors at work. Even as a pop of color for me, it's a no on these shades. But on weekends, you know, that's when am more likely to use this. But because I've been trying out different palettes, I've been reserving this one then for the kind of everyday neutral colors. I'm sorry, I'm like, this blue color, damn, this one you might have to be careful with because it stained my finger, and it was only on my finger for like a few seconds. So note. The other color I really like on here is Spice. Spice is gorgeous, gorgeous fall color. It looks like pumpkin spice. And I wore that just yesterday. I wore that all over the lid with just a few of the transition colors on the crease. And I have to say something. Lately, in the last couple of months, I've had really long days. Like 12 to 14-hour days where my makeup is on for literally at least 14 hours, sometimes a little bit more than 14 hours. And what I've noticed with the Lorac formula, at least from this Lorac 4, is that the shades, even though I use painterly, I set painterly, and usually that gives me, with that, my shadows will stay on my lid all day long. But with this Lorac Mega Pro, the shadows will stay on all day, but they get muddy. They get muddy by the time I'm taking them off, and it doesn't look as cute. That is a little bit to be expected in terms of if I'm literally having these shadows on my eyes for 12-14 hours, but it's something that I had never noticed with shadows beforehand, in part because I hadn't been having these long days. But I do need to put that out there, especially for those of you with oily lids and long days, that this formula is not the one that's going to, it's not going to stay on your eyes looking the way it does when you first apply them. That's it. And I have noticed that there are other palettes that don't necessarily do that. Like, I haven't had any issue yet with the Too Faced Just Peachy, which I'm also testing out for review, and those have been staying on my lid a little bit better than the Lorac formula. So that's not to shade the palette or anything. It's just, if you are like me and you have long work days, then that has to factor in somehow. Overall, I do think that this is a really good palette, and I do recommend it if you're looking for an everyday nice palette with a little maybe with a few pops of color. I think this is something that you are going to get a lot of use out of. I know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of. I say that with the other three sitting right here, but these are really gorgeous palettes that getting the 4 has made me rediscover the other ones and want to play with the other ones as well, because it's just really good formula in terms of blending and putting on your eyes. So this is the look, or I have used the palette on my eyes today. And if you're interested in the demo, that is coming right up. Hey everyone, so I do have my eyelids primed. I used the Lorac primer, and then I went in with the matte painterly paint pot and set that with my Urban Decay Basics 1 palette. So I don't exactly have planned this look, so we'll see how it turns out. I know I'm really close to my face, so let's start. So I'm gonna go in here into this shade, Butterscotch, and put that on my crease. This is kind of a blending transition shade for me, and I do have to build it up a little bit here. It's really just a base color, for me at least. And do that on the other eye. Alright, I'm going to go in with Mocha now and put that on my crease as well, and just kind of put it a little bit deeper in the crease so that it goes a little bit down below. And this definitely deepens up the crease some. Let's do Silver Fox actually. Let's do this one. And put that over most of the lid. I'm thinking mauve, the mauve color can go at the very, in the outer third. So I really like that color. Then I'm going to go in with a smaller brush, and I'm going to go into Misty Mauve here. And put that in the outer corner. This is, these are really pigmented shadows, so sometimes have to be careful with them. I've been dusting off the palette, but this gives you a little bit of an idea of how powdery these are. I want to deepen it up even a tiny bit more, so I'm going to go into Blackberry. I'm really liking this color for deepening things up. And I'm going to slowly tap it on here and then blend it in a bit. And same with the other eye. Now I'm going to go back in with the first blending brush or crease brush I was using, and make sure that's all blended. And that is it for the eyeshadow. I'm going to go in and put some eyeliner, and that's it. See you in the next one.